Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good midday.
And a midday to you as well.
A midday in Middenheim. Another day, another mid.
I'm here to podcast and talk about Bubblegum Crisis, and I'm all out of Bubblegum Crisis. I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts.
This is JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where today we are talking about 2 episodes of Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. Not the last 2 episodes, but the last 2 episodes we'll be covering for now, as from next episode we return to our regularly scheduled programming of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean Batch 2, available now on Netflix.com.
But that, Liam, isn't Crunchyroll.
Nope. Alas, we shall have to bid farewell to the stilted Ruby ads and the awkward CGI bear of Golden Kamui.
Oh, I miss those ads.
We sure do.
I wonder what they are now. It's been a while since we went there.
Yep, and we'll never find out. Nick.
Yes. Hot lemonade.
Do tell.
It exists.
Okay.
I hate it.
You've had it?
No. It's so I can't get access to it.
That's right. This is the long-running subplot no one expected to re-emerge. Nick has done his hot lemonade homework.
Okay, so you can get hot
And
lemonade.
when I say no one, I include myself. He didn't tell me this was coming up.
Yeah, so you can get it, you can make it. But I haven't gotten it or made it. But it does exist. And I can only assume it is a foul
What
concoction.
you're telling me is you did a Google search last night, or...
Last week, yes.
Okay.
So it exists. It 100% is a thing that you can make. And you can make it as, really, hot, right? Like
Piping
boiled.
hot.
Yeah. But that's like a lemon drink. And I want lemonade, I want that carbonated stuff.
Yeah, like Sprite, which apparently is going out of business.
Wait, is Sprite going
Or
out of
being
business?
discontinued by the Coca-Cola Corporation.
What? No!
For being a mid-soda.
Alright, that's a changing topic. What the hell are you talking about? It is the best. Sprite is one
When
of
was
my
the last
favorite...
time you drank Sprite, Nick?
Oh, maybe 11 years ago?
Yep, because you're not a child who drinks non-alcoholic carbonated beverages.
Oh, shit, you're right. I'm an adult who drinks alcoholic carbonated beverages. Fuck. Are they really going out of business?
So I heard on Twitter.
Oh my god. No, they can't go out of business. Who's going to
No, we're not going out of business because of the Coca-Cola Corporation.
Yeah.
Who, if they went out of business, who would fund all those death squads?
What? But it's Sprite, right? It's there. What's going to live in the shelving of...
Nick, much like Queen Elizabeth II, all things must die, and that includes Sprite.
Yikes. Is it too soon?
I don't care.
Yeah, alright, fair
Shout
enough.
out to our UK listeners for having everything in the country shut for the foreseeable future.
I do love that it was people were out in the rain, all for a queen, who I'm almost certain...
Queen.
I'm almost certain every single person there would be like, she did something for us. And you'd be like,
No,
what?
I'm not sure what, but she did something.
She is a figurehead of our society. It's like, so what did she do in the Senate? Did she pass any laws or anything?
Well, actually, this was something that I was reading into a little while ago.
Okay.
Around the start of the year when I thought she was dead.
When we all had the 40k emperor theory of, she's being kept alive in the background.
Some thousands of pieces of legislation that the Crown has, had behind doors influence on through the mechanism of royal assent
I see.
for things like exempting the Queen's properties from environmental regulations.
I see. So not good things, per se.
Selfish things.
Selfish things, yeah.
Royalty things.
Yeah, a lot of money things, yeah.
Old money things.
Yeah.
The oldest of money.
Yeah. How much money did the Queen have?
I don't know why you expect me to know this.
Because you read one article on it.
Nick.
Yes.
Episode 14 of Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. 2040, a year without queens. Except for maybe 4 queens that we stan in their fight against the cyberpunk menace.
I was about to say, I think we all know what the queens are in this day and age.
The queens of this day and age are, of course, a
Mason.
rock band.
Oh. it's Mason, Alan, Nigel. Are there any other men in this show?
Leon, Daly.
Oh,
No,
Daly.
we can't call Daly a queen because that has connotations.
That's
seeing
true.
as he's a gay man.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. I didn't realize he was a gay. Okay, sure.
I think it comes up later in the show, or maybe just obliquely. I think it's more explicit than Lena, potentially being a lesbian.
Right, okay. Understood. Lena's gay? What?
You mean the thing that I talk about every episode and am maybe reading too much into? It was a popular consensus in the fan community, is my understanding, though.
Oh, okay. But she went on that date with that guy. I was like, damn, he's attractive.
And then decided, I am more interested in being a robot fighter.
Does that imply?
No, not by itself.
Oh, I see.
Nick.
Yes.
Episode 14, Shock Treatment.
Same.
I tried to find a source for the name of this episode. Inconclusive. There is, of course, the sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Shock Treatment.
Huh.
Then there's a number of albums by bands that I've never heard of.
Go
the
on.
Belfast Band.
I know them. And ironically, I do actually know about them.
There's an album by Don Ellis. There's an album by Edgar Winter.
Oh, the Edgar
There's an
Winter's
album
group.
by... Oh, this is from 2010s. This one doesn't count.
Oh.
But nevertheless, an album by Chris Calico.
Who the hell is Chris Calico?
We'll never know.
Okay. It might be the Edgar Allan Winters
Or
group.
the Belfast Band.
Maybe the...
Well, if you know them, Nick, tell me.
Well, I know that the... Is it Edgar Winters? Is that...
We're off to a great start, but yes.
Is that the-
Edgar
yep.
Winter, singular.
Okay, so Edgar Winter is the guy who made the Edgar Winter group who wrote Frankenstein that's in Guitar Hero 2.
Mary
Damn.
Shelley?
Huh?
Mary Shelley?
Why not?
Who wrote Frankenstein?
Not quite. But that's literally the only song I know by the Edgar Winter group.
Well, here's a picture of them, and as you can see,
Good
they're,
lord!
they're a vibrant bunch of cyberpunks. They all look like they're in Olympic figure skating costumes.
And one of them's pointing at me very aggressively.
Got one in a green jumpsuit with like a yellow feather boa around his neck, with like anime white blonde hair. One guy in a black leather bodysuit. One guy in red pants and a white jacket with flame decals on it.
Jesus.
And one guy who's just kind of nondescript.
He's got a star jacket and red pants.
Well, now we need to learn a bit about Edgar Winter Group.
Okay, who is Edgar Winter and why did he form a group?
Edgar Holland Winter is an American musician known for being a multi-instrumentalist, playing the keyboards, guitar, saxophone, and percussion.
He would be.
His success peaked in the 1970s with his band, the Edgar Winter Group, and their popular songs Frankenstein and Free Ride.
Oh.
I think Free Ride was in... No, I'm thinking of Slow Ride. Never mind.
Is Slow Ride the one that's like...
That's in Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock.
Ah, is that the one that's like Take It Easy?
Yeah,
Slow
yeah.
Ride? Ugh, I hate that song. I don't want to take it easy.
Now, there's a picture of him here in 2006, 2006 for you cyberpunks out there, where he looks like, I would say, a punk rock Colonel Sanders. Is that fair to say?
That's the most accurate description you could have used.
Great picture, listeners. Now you know what he looks like.
He's wearing the glasses, he's got the jacket, and he's just like, well, howdy. Come on down, get some chicken.
My finger licking beats.
I'll tell you what, capitalism, down with it. Come eat some chicken. What's in the chicken? Rebelliousness.
The spirit of the South.
Why does he has such fine hair in that shot as well? He's like, well, if there's one thing that a punk rocker needs, a well-trimmed beard.
And the other episode we're covering today is Minute by Minute.
By minute.
Which is the 8th studio album.
Ooh, I know who it's by though.
Go on.
It's by... It's the ones that sing like minute by minute by minute. It's the fucking... It's
So
the
far,
brothers.
Fate-
The brothers.
Yeah, it is the brothers.
Oh God, what's that? Oh, it's the Doobie Brothers.
That's right.
Yes!
I was going to roast you for failing to answer the question you yourself posed, but you succeeded.
I'm on a roll today.
And of course, we know the Doobie Brothers from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, personified in the character of Doobie, the Phantom Blood era zombie that was full of snakes.
Did we kill him in like one hit?
Yes, so you might remember that this was after he was one of the 2 or 3 zombies that Jonathan no-selled after merging with Zappelli's Hamon, where he attacked and Jonathan fought him and immediately appeared on top. But then, shock of shocks, Doobie's bag head, his Friday the 13th era 2 bag era-esque bag head,
Sure.
was revealed to be full of snakes. And the snakes bit him and he was like, haha, these snakes are full of deadly venom and now you are too. But then Jonathan used his perfect vascular control to flex out the venom and then fill the snakes with Hamon, or the Ripple, turning them on Doobie so that the snakes auto-cannibalized him.
So they were just like, well, I mean, he made that sound
Much like Theseus did to Medusa. Not Theseus, who fought Medusa? And also that didn't actually happen. I was being silly and I've gotten kind of lost in the bit.
Who did fight Medusa? Hercules? I don't fucking know.
Perseus?
Maybe Perseus. Or maybe it was Medusa who fought herself.
Wow. Because of mirrors, right?
Yeah. Wait, did Medusa actually turn herself to stone with a mirror?
Yeah.
That's a pretty top tier play, though. Like, imagine, what does that monster do? Well, if it looks at you, it turns you to stone. How can we beat it?
Shiny shield, huh?
That's pretty much it.
I've got to know. I just need to know. It's gonna eat at me.
You've got that real, I know that I need to know. And if I don't know, I will kill everyone in this room.
I've got the frenzied, fraying academic hair. I need more information. I need more time.
You are wearing a cardigan, so...
Yeah. The hallmark of mad academics. Maybe I should have gone into academia.
No.
It would have been better than going into
No.
corporology.
No, it wouldn't have. It'd be worse.
But I could pursue something I'm interested in.
Oh, no.
I've been really intrigued by the idea of expertise and skilled labor recently, rather than just having a job where you answer emails.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that my job involves me learning a bunch of everything. But at the same time, academia is not fun, dude.
I've got a couple of friends who are psychology academics. They seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, but they get funding for interesting things. Imagine if you were doing philosophy and it's like...
I wouldn't do that in the first place.
Okay, all right. Imagine you
Perseus.
Perseus. There you go.
And moving on.
It's 2040.
It is 2040. We can all agree.
The year is even and divisible by 40.
Nick?
Yes.
I did a boss battle in Final Fantasy XIV,
Go on.
Stormblood, recently.
I see.
As part of the Ivalice Alliance Raid series that I think you would have enjoyed. Mm-hmm. The boss has a mechanic where he sets all participants' hit points to 1 and then puts down a bunch of numbered fields.
Yes.
And then you have to enter the fields to adjust your hit point total to the category of number that his attack dictates. So it might be something divisible by 3 or 5, or it might have to be a prime number.
I fucking love this.
Then the amount of people that succeed and fail dictate the potency of his follow-up attack.
Oh, shit. So if your team's bad at math...
then you're going to get fucked.
It's just like society.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're bad at math, you let everyone down.
Final Fantasy interested listeners might be intrigued to know that I recently finished Shadowbringers and I enjoyed it.
Oh. How much?
Well, I've heard it described varyingly as the best Final Fantasy 14 story, the best Final Fantasy story, the best JRPG story, the best video game story, and the best story. I wouldn't go that far, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. It's probably my top MMO arc.
That's good. That's good arc.
And I don't play a lot of JRPGs, so it might get that by default as well.
It's like, I think it's the best JRPG story. We get a bunch of people on Twitter going, do you even know about Xenoblade Chronicles?
I haven't finished Yakuza 7, so that might edge it out when I do.
Wait, is that Like a Dragon?
Yeah.
Have you heard that Like a Dragon 8 is coming?
I have. I was just about to segue to that. And also...
the Ancient Times one.
Ishin.
Ishin 2?
No.
Ishin something.
Like a Dragon Ishin. Interesting that they seem to be pivoting away from the Yakuza branding to be more in line with the Japanese branding of Like a Dragon.
Yeah, which is interesting.
It is, it's interesting. Let's all just sit and mull on that for a second.
Hang on, wait for it. It's mulling. Just stew it in.
Yeah.
Can you smell it? That's the smell of interest.
That's the smell of...
Wikipedia.
Of heat.
Of heat?
Yeah, like how Kiryu goes into heat mode.
Can you smell that one
And there's a new
scents?
Gaiden story coming too, Like a Dragon Gaiden, which seems to feature the return of Kazuma Kiryu, who famously exited the story in Yakuza 6, The Song of Life.
Well, no, he exited the Yakuza in 1, 2, 4.
No, but the whole point of 6 was it was going to be the end of his story.
Okay, all right. And he's back now.
In some small way, it seems.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get to that when we do a podcast about that. But we should really talk about the first of the 2 episodes we're covering today.
Yeah.
A lot of shots throughout this first episode of the skyhook and the space umbrella generating power. Just frequently between scenes, we'll intercut to that. So just keep that in mind as power generation becomes an important factor later on.
God, you love anime about power generation. Although, to be fair, Code Geass, it's all about power generation.
Keep going.
Like, power of the people. Like, over them, you know? It's like, how long can I generate more power?
I didn't really like Code Geass, but I did like that one mech that looked like a big white knight.
A white knight, you say?
I mean, it was white and it was knightly.
Okay. All right. I see how it is.
Nene is sad because of the events of last episode. She and Leon and Daly have a quick chat and they invite her to lunch.
That's it. That's the
the
scene.
crux of the scene. And Leon is also upset that Pris has been very busy lately, and she worries that. And in response to Daly's razzing, he worries that it's because she's interested in another man because he's got it bad.
And Nene's all like, Pris, nah.
But what has Pris been doing? Why, she's been spending every night searching for the secret underground Wiz lab, as has Lina, and as has Cilia vicariously through them.
So she's sitting in like a bus.
She's in their mobile command center.
Yeah, and she's like
the other
scanning.
two have their like sonar guns and going to the sites and being like, scanning for secret lab, no secret lab found. But then Pris finds the secret lab.
Oh my god, that was fast.
Yeah, it only took 5 nights.
So they managed to get through it, and they're like, hey, we found it. And Celia goes, great, I won't be needing you anymore.
Yeah, so
weird storytelling.
basically
here.
it cuts away from Pris finding the lab to Pris and Lina talking about Cilia's reaction to them finding the lab while having massages done.
Very awkwardly animated massages.
Not acknowledging the masseuses in any way.
They're just like
Talking
wow.
about their secret business.
Like, yeah. So Pris is like, oh, I'm going to jump down. And Celia's like, don't do it. And she's like,
Cut away.
well.
And then we cut back to a flashback where it's the exact same scene, but everything's tinted blue now. Where it's
For
like,
some reason.
I'm just going to go in quickly. No, don't go in.
All right.
And then she says she's not going to go in because she says her battery is low. But was it really that low? Or
Judging from what we saw, no. In fact, I would dare say it was pretty much full.
That's batteries, baby. They're full till they're not.
So then they're leaving the jacuzzi and they're all like, oh, it was a good time. And then we get more flashbacks.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They just really had to get in that crucial massage scene.
Yeah. And Celia's all like, now look, I won't be needing your help on this anymore, ladies. There are no more lightsabers.
And then they're like, no, but we should help. And then she says, yes, you're right. Just give me a couple of days to prepare.
And they're like,
That was easy.
all right.
That was suspiciously easy, but we're not being suspicious. Perhaps they should have been, though, because it was a ruse.
Do we even find that out for like another 10 minutes?
No.
Okay.
So Celia spends most of the rest of this episode activating her plan to go to the lab and destroy whatever's in there. First, she needs to figure out where the nearest power line is, so she does some computer hacking to figure that out.
She's all like, where can I get power? Overlays 2 maps.
Yep. Here. Great power. That was easy.
Then she goes to visit.
Oh, quick scene of Marky looking for her, and she's gone. And he goes into their like dystopian underground dining room and talks to the butler like, is Celia out? And he's like, yes. Wow, I never really should have come here, says Marky. And then Mazio says, no, you should have.
She's been looking after you and cares about you very much. That is all. Goodbye.
What a normal human interaction we're having.
My flesh is leaking water.
Yeah, Marky does exposit. My body feels strange. Okay, quote, I don't know why, but my body feels strange, as if someone were calling to me. I don't know why, yeah, but my human body, my normal human body feels normal human strange.
You know, I feel like I'm attracted to something that I can't feel. That's a human thing, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. This is normal.
This is human.
Celia goes and sees Mr. Shen from a couple of episodes ago again to get a big sci-fi gun from him.
They, for some reason, I don't know why, but there's a guy who arrives on a ute.
Yeah, it's delivered discreetly in a ute, or as an American might call it, a truck.
Ugh. It's like one of those K-car utes as well. They're like really, really small.
Oh, like it's compact.
Yeah, like very small. Like half the size of a normal car. so they can fit in the tiny Japanese
It can
rooms.
just barely fit a sci-fi rocket launcher.
Exactly. Celia has no problem putting it in her small Porsche.
It's compact.
Oh, it's a clown car. She chucks it in there, and then we see Mason talking about golems.
That Mason, he loves to talk about golems. He's like, they found it? Great. Secretary Boomers, clear my schedule. I'm going to inscribe more golem letters on your forehead in an act of ill-timed symbolism, given how much I want to get in this cave.
Yeah, and he draws an E on its forehead, and then it's all like, thank you, and then begins typing.
Yep.
I can't remember what the symbolism meant, but that's what it meant.
I mean, I'm sure we butchered this in some way or another when we were talking about it, but essentially, if I remember correctly, like there was one character which, you know, the subtitlers here have clearly chosen E, though I don't know if it's a Roman alphabet letter, which makes the difference between the words for death and truth.
In Hebrew.
Yes.
Yes. Golems.
Golems. I've started reading Terry Pratchett's Feet of Clay recently as part of my Discworld read-through this year, which is the Guards book that features Golem.
Is it fun?
It seems fun so far. I'm not very far into it yet. There's clearly been a couple of Golem-based murders, but I don't know, the characters have yet to uncover that.
Wait, golems murdering people?
Yeah.
That would never happen.
And yet...
I trust boomers. They're friends to humanity. Like golems.
Like The Witcher.
Oh my god.
I think I made this joke last time. Let's move on.
There's only one letter taking friend to fiend.
Okay.
Don't you want your R back? It's not as eloquent as the Hebrew stuff, but don't you want your R back, golem buddy? It makes sense in my head. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
I see what you're driving at.
Yeah.
So Celia she spends like most of the rest of this episode like smashing through underground doors, holding a big sci-fi device in her hard suit. Meanwhile, Mason's private army blows open a hole in an underground highway and starts sending boomers and armed guards through it.
And everyone's like, wow, what was that big shuddering noise?
Yeah, so it becomes hard to control the media to the extent that you can cover up an explosion in central cyber Tokyo. And even Nene, who is pondering getting lunch with her colleague Megu, is distracted by that, by the need to scramble all units.
And she's like, man, fuck this, night sabers. Runs up the stairs.
Well, they start scrambling all units, as is their job, as the dispatchers. But then the whole screen at the front of the room is taken over by...
the chief
of the AD police, who is like, no, don't scramble all units.
Listen.
It's word from up top.
This is from top management, that's not me. Just chill, everything will be fine. And then he's like, fuck fine, I'm gonna go find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So she runs back to Celia's place.
Celia does some more spelunking, and Lina gets a call in her office from Nene, who is scrambling all units of the Night Sabers.
Ooh!
That's right, after storming out last episode, she is back on board at the first sign of trouble. You can't keep her away.
Old habits die hard.
Yep.
Even if those habits involve risking your life.
So she's already called Priss, and Priss is going to meet Lena out front with the motorcycle, take them to the Silky Doll, and they're going to hard suit up and go save Celia because they've realised that she has gone ahead.
Lina changes her clothes, and Priss is like, what the fuck, why are you changing clothes? We're in a life or death situation.
I can't ride a motorcycle with my skirt on, can I?
Quaint.
Maki is still looking for Celia. He checks out the mobile command center. She's not there, but he does hack into the highway.
Hack. He's not really hacking.
Why not?
Well, he just comes up to the computer and is all like, what's going on? Boop.
He's good with computers.
Maki's good with computers.
And machines.
Oh,
He's got some sort of intuitive understanding of them.
Oh, maybe he's just a young human.
Machine empathy.
Oh, how strange.
So he sees the roadblock they've set up down there and is like, that must be where Celia's gone. Celia, meanwhile, continues to walk through dark underground hallways while the rest of the Night Sabers suit up. The mobile pit's gone, the hard suit. She said, okay, this line, I don't really understand it.
Okay.
I can't find her anywhere, says Nene. No mobile pit, no hard suits, they're all gone. The Night Sabers then proceed to get into their hard suits.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Is this a slight translation error? Is she saying Celia's hard suit is gone?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It might be a plot hole.
And then we have the most 90s anime teen cinematography as the assembled Night Sabers walk out to go mobilize, and the shot is just Pris's boobs, like, walking into the camera.
It's like, we're going to get it done. And every 14-year-old guy is like, I am uncomfortable, but I am here for it.
And yet I can't look away. Mason arrives at the underground highway bridge hole and is like, please wait for me, my princess. Ha 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 ha. I'm the good guy.
Ugh, I hate that. Just the idea of like, wait for me, my princess. Oh, how old are they?
Well, it's complicated. Red flag, red flag.
Oh, yeah, so they look like a 5-year-old, but they're an immortal god. Okay, buddy, tone it back.
Calm down.
Just bring it back, all right? It's fine in Fate, but here in
Is
real
it fine
life,
in Fate?
well, in real life it's not, but in Fate everyone's like, you know what? We know what's going to happen in Fate, and it's going to be fighting. So that's it.
Okay, I see what you're driving.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Marky fucking Splinter Cells his way past the AD police because there's no one there.
At the underground roadblock, apparently they just sent everyone in because Marky effortlessly sneaks into there. I was about to joke to you, like, I bet Marky's going to sneak in, and then he just did, and no one was there, and he just, like,
He
pretty effortlessly walked in.
He just looks around at the door. He's like, is anyone here?
No.
Can I go?
They can't keep me out.
Meanwhile, Celia is making her way down into the Wiz Labs.
Yep, she goes to the place that she determined there was nearby power and redirects it to the Wiz Lab, and she gets the Metroid-style map
3D.
layout, and we
Yep.
can see that the Wiz Laboratory structure consists of a control room, a warehouse, a substation, 2 offices, 2 laboratories, and a dome. The square-shaped dome, the purpose of which is unclear.
Hello and welcome to the square-shaped dome. You mean a room? It's a fucking dome.
Oh, and then there is also a bunch of other rooms on the next floor: the public hall, the conference room, cafeteria, the security room, and the computer room.
I wonder what's in the computer room.
Probably a dome.
You just go to the dome and it's just the coffee shop
Yeah.
dome.
It's the Australian cafe chain dome.
And it's just everyone in there is like literally here looking like they're having a great time, but they're all skeletons now.
Yeah.
Holding up like charred coffee mugs.
Or just like waitress boomers going through the motions to the skeletons.
Oh no. What a sad existence.
But that will be a plot hole because this was where the boomers were developed, wasn't it?
Whoa. Would it be a plot hole?
Checkmate, Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040. Celia walks into the lab room and she says, guinea pig, and then silently keeps walking.
So, is this the room?
I think it must be, yes.
So, there's this big rock.
Ironic that she would say guinea pig given that Celia herself was the guinea pig.
Memories.
More on that momentarily. Big rock.
Yeah, so there's this big rock in the middle of the room that looks like it's
You say
molten-y.
big rock, it also looks like a big brain
Yeah,
or
or
like
a big-
classic like cyberpunk anime growth.
Yeah, it's some big cancerous tumor
Yeah.
on society's underbelly, you know?
Hate it when I've got a tumor on my underbelly.
Yeah, I mean it's just like hanging, well it's not really hanging. It's like the top of it is bigger than underneath.
It's a classic like pupa that an end boss would emerge from.
Yes, much as something will emerge from it soon.
Yes. Celia jacks her
Rocket
guitar
launcher.
amp cable into the rocket launcher and the power.
Yep.
What are those cables called?
Plug cables.
You know,
3.5 millimeter?
Yeah. And,
Or something. 1/8 of an inch.
yeah, but what's the term for the cable type?
Lead?
Sure.
Like a guitar lead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a word for that?
Yeah, lead.
Okay.
A guitar lead.
She plugs it into her, we learn it's a microwave ray gun thing.
It does stuff.
And into the power. And she shoots out like 3 microwave transmitter things.
Well, okay, so this is what I don't get, is that she shoots out these 3 things that embed themselves into the pupa.
Yeah.
Then we see the skyhook.
Yep.
And then it cuts back. We see her shoot another one. And then we see the skyhook. And then we shoot back another one. Shoots a 3rd thing that embeds itself into the pupa. And then a whole bunch of weird things. You know, like canisters with...
Yeah, classic anime device canisters.
like a Tesla fucking
Or like on the
cannon-esque
back
thing.
of Metal Gear Sahelanthropus.
Yep. And they all go... And then she's about to do something.
She says, it's time to say goodbye. Don't think badly of me. It is 11:55 a.m.
AM.
Yep.
In broad daylight? My God, she must be crazy. Anyway, Mason shows up.
Yeah, so Mason, armed guards and armed boomers all show up.
from outside where they just left their vehicles so that
And he's like,
Marky could sneak by.
Celia Stingray. And she's like, Brian J. Mason. So I just can't get over this guy's like mundane ass name. Thank you for bringing us here. And she's like, I'm going to destroy it. And he's like, with that microwave cannon, you want to destroy it without unsealing it? Huh.
And she's like, watch me, punk.
Well, he says, like, 7 years ago, we couldn't have done that with that technology. And she's like, but that was 7 years ago. And now I'm going to use the power of the Skyhook's energy transmitter to upgrade my microwave cannon.
So, this is what I don't understand. She starts shooting a big red beam of energy.
It looks like in Halo 3 they introduced that
the
Spartan laser. And you had to hold on the tracking laser for, like, a good minute. It looks like that tracking laser more than anything else.
Just a big, like, beep.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that is, like, big glowing circle of red.
Yeah.
That looks like ripples coming from it.
Like, cool, like, I felt like they didn't draw an annoying amount of attention to this plan, but, like, cool plan about, like, they've sown this seed with the Skyhook, just, like, having shots of it throughout the series so far, but never really talking about it beyond, like, Mason's corporate...
like greed and being all like,
or like
the Skyhook.
having to talk to Alan about like the delays to the project.
Yeah.
But like Celia mostly off screen setting up to use that as additional power for her cook a baby boomer gun.
So is that why she had to shoot the three things?
No, I think that's why she plugged it in.
But then what was the point of shooting the three things?
It's probably just part of the gadget.
Oh, okay, alright, sure. It helps with aiming.
Like, you can see the lightning of the red laser kind of goes into them, so maybe they pump it into the cocoon.
Maybe it's something to do with resonance. Ooh.
I don't really know how microwaves work.
Well, they literally cook food.
You know when you're cooking a microwavable butter chicken in the microwave, and you have to jam three microwave nodules into it?
That's what the spork is for.
So she's cooking it. She's cooking this proverbial butter chicken, this boomer chicken.
Yep.
But then Marky's there. Sorry, he's not quite there yet. He's still in the tunnels, and he starts to glow with a blue aura. And he's like,
Well, this is weird. I feel very human right now, though.
Celia's pretty confident that she's microwaved the contents. Mason is upset. But then Marky is there, and he's glowing blue. Mason now recognizes him, and is like, Marky Stingray, you're attracted to each other, just as I thought. Now, what he means is that Galatea and Marky are attracted to each other, but it does sound a bit like he's saying, you're attracted to your sister, aren't you?
It's a bit weird, but I think, so then there's this big blue light that comes from the big pupa melted rock pod.
As the egg starts to hatch.
Yep. And everyone's like, what's going on?
Marky walks forward, still glowing blue. The rest of the Night Sabers arrive and do nothing.
Hard suits. Yep.
And like the egg, the pupa, starts to melt like mercury, and then...
And Celia's like, no.
Thick veiny lines start to appear in the goons' guns and in the nearby boomers, which immediately go rogue.
And they're like, shoot them! And they start shooting the boomers, but it's too late. They've seen everything.
The guns don't work anymore.
Yep.
The hard suits all get like grabbed by tendrils out of the earth and immobilized.
They start getting a bit veiny, but not too veiny. And then
Celia just like full on collapses with boomer veins.
And grief.
And Mason's like, I will permit myself a small chuckle.
I knew I was going to be safe.
And there's a little girl, Celia, there, also glowing blue.
What? And Celia's all like, so Ty.
Yep. And Mason is like, haha, come with me. Marky collapses. Everyone is powerless to watch the bad guy leave with the object of his evil quest.
And Celia's all like, so Ty! In a much more feminine voice, but I can't. Maybe I can, I don't know, but I can't do that voice.
And that's the end of the first one of these episodes. Nick, I looked, there's a lot of talk about Sotai in the next episode. And my first Google results for this mostly just returned... the
Bubblegum Crisis 2040 wiki?
Returned definitions of a form of Japanese physiotherapy or something like that. I was like, that's not it. But digging a little deeper, I found reference to the Bible.
Oh, hello. As in like a Japanese translation of the Bible, or in the English?
Ezra 2:55 and Nehemiah 7:57. Sotai definition. This isn't the Bible verse.
I hope it would be. This would be fucking rad if it was.
But I can look it up in a sec.
Okay.
Sotai is defined by BibleStudyTools.com as one of those who return from captivity, being descendants of Solomon's servants.
Ooh. So
Which,
like a prisoner.
parallels there between an imprisoned servitor robot progenitor.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah.
Ezra 255. 55. The descendants of the servants of Solomon.
Right. Okay.
And Nehemiah 757. The descendants of the servants of Solomon.
Solomon's slavery.
And here we go. A supplementary source from BibleGateway.com. Sotai, head of a family of Solomon's servants whose descendants returned from the Babylonian captivity with Zerubbabel, omitted in the parallel, citing a couple of those two Bible verses, omitted in the parallel 1 ESD 533.
Absolutely.
The Bible.
It's something.
It true is.
It's certainly a book that we can all say is a Bible.
Of my Bibles, it's one of the top Bibles.
Sometimes I go down to the Bible store, Kerrang, just by the weird T intersection down near your house.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but go on.
They sell books, they sell magazines, and they sell Bibles, apparently, which aren't books according to them. Even though I've heard time and time again that the Bible is the holy book.
Or a good book, even.
Is it a good book?
It's described as such.
It's worth a read.
Look, it's a page turner.
Look, I'll tell you what, the second half, it's lacking, but the first half, you know what?
A lot of rising action.
Yes. So how many people get bisected? More than you think.
The Night Sabers are stuck in their hard suits. They're like, who's that little girl Mason's leaving with? She's glowing blue and is not wearing any clothes.
Well, I mean, that generally would be like a pretty cool thing to be. But in this context, maybe it's not the best.
They can't get out of their hard suits, but Pris manages to forcefully eject her battery, and so the safety system kicks in.
Yep. And then she begins running after the baddies.
Well, no.
Monsieur Masson.
Celia is non-responsive, so they get her out of her suit.
Well, I mean, Pris immediately is like, I'm going to fight them, and then looks back, and Celia's actually like,
Yeah.
I should do the right thing.
So they're all wearing their soft suits.
Their leathery, hot suits, if you will.
And the reason I drew attention to that is Celia goes slightly ahead and bumps into Leon and gets embarrassed about wearing very tight clothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say Celia? I meant Pris.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this next scene, they're dragging unresponsive Celia through the hallway. Marky's not there.
Yeah.
But he's outside later.
Yeah.
Did they just leave him to find his own way out, or they go back for him?
He'll figure it out.
And so Cecilia is just not responding and just saying "Sotai" to herself.
And they're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
We're the Night Sabers.
Pris goes on ahead. Someone shines a big, intimidating flashlight to her. But we immediately recognize the silhouette of Leon, who is like, "Hey, I'm in this tunnel too. There's not meant to be anyone down here."
And Pris is all like, hey, don't you dare. Oh, wait, it's you. Oh, great. It's you. We're saved. Oh, good.
He draws attention to her state of dress. She gets embarrassed.
Very
he's like,
blushed.
"Man, I am not good at talking to women."
Yeah, he's really not good at talking. Like, throughout this entire episode, if there's one thing Leon does, it is not talk well to women.
He exposits that the AD Police Command have announced that the Night Sabers are committing acts of sabotage underground.
So you're here to stop us? Well, I'm off duty.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just kind of doing my own thing. I've only got one set of clothes.
Has he ever been on duty?
Yeah.
Maybe like twice?
I mean, he's never explicitly said, "I'm on duty right now," as far as I remember, but we have seen him doing work.
Yeah.
Leon's not technically employed by the AD Police.
But damn, he's good at the job that we want him to do.
The AD Police have been ordered not to get involved in any of this underground bullshit, but he's just doing his own thing.
Interesting.
He helps them find their way out, off screen, and the news informs us the government announced today that the abnormal shock occurring under Tokyo was caused by the collapse of an underground cavity created during the earthquake.
Oh, okay.
Concrete has been poured into the space so it won't happen again.
Well, that's good.
And then the phrase that the news used was something like, "Now for other news," or "Up next, more news."
So then we cut to Celia's sky balcony.
Yep, on her. Apparently, she owns this like whole skyscraper.
Somehow.
It has this we've seen this pool location before. I didn't realize it was on top of a.
On top of a skyscraper.
I mean, it makes
building.
sense. We know that the
megalopolis of Tokyo can only have skyscrapers in it?
Not what I was going to say.
Okay.
No, I was going to say we know that the water element of her base goes from bottom to top because that's how they disguise the Night Saber launch chute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't really click that the pool was on top of the whole thing.
That means that the pool goes all the way down.
Or like there's a chute, like a chute of no water
Yeah.
in the center, and other, like the aquarium and the pool aren't necessarily touching each other, but they're built on top of each other to disguise the chute.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, if that pool goes all the way down, that's like one of those massive diving pools.
Well, you'd hope it doesn't go all the way down, because otherwise it's full of all the fish.
Oh. Yeah, but then you could just have a fun party with the fish at the top, right?
There's some big fish in there.
You just one day one tries to eat you and you go, oh look, it's a party. He tried to eat me. Right, that's a fun time.
Don't worry, the fish are just fish-like boomers. They're harmless. Oh no. Oh no!
Oh no, they're mutating into voomers.
Mason is in his, like, near automata-style monochrome little girl's room.
Oh god.
Right?
So it's like reflective floor,
Blue
white furniture.
reflective floor, white geodesic dome structure, and then all white furniture, like big. I'm going to call that like a sextuple bed, not a double bed.
It's like an orgy bed. It's the kind of thing where you would get on that and expect 90 other people to get on it with you.
Comfortably.
Yeah, and you'd be like, great.
And
then
then
the fun commence.
there looks like a lot of like faux Victorian all white furniture.
Yeah, very like...
And when I say a lot, I mean exclusively, but it's all very sparsely laid out.
Yeah, this would not be out of place in Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant for some reason.
Totally.
Yeah. So Mason's there being like, well, I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah, this is like what Akio's second guest bedroom probably looks like.
Now, look, I'm abusing my power. Me, Mason. And
Oh, okay.
I have you here. It's a shame they called you Sokai back there. But you know
Sotai.
what? Sorry, it's a shame they called you Sotai back there, but you know what? I'm going to call you something better, something much nicer. Galatea.
The woman made of milk.
I think that's a nice name. Do you think that's a nice name?
So I've got quotes here. Stingray didn't want to make a simple golem. He wanted to create a new species beyond humankind. However, he changed sides. He sold not only his technology to that old man, but his mind as well. But I'm different. I want to dream. I have the power to dream in the present. Give me that dream. Make the boomers awaken. And she says, boomer? The only word she says this episode.
Yep. What's a boomer? We'll never know.
Maki is back in Nigel's shop in his bed. Nene is sad that he is asleep and not human.
And Nigel is drinking.
Of course Nigel's drinking.
It's a Tuesday.
They talk about Maki and about how he's not an ordinary boy, but Nigel exposits that yes, he's not an ordinary boy, but he's not a boomer either. He and this Galatea are doppelgangers, or not quite clones, but they're created from a device implanted in Celia's brain,
Okay.
which was built from her mother's
Corpus parietal? Or something like that? Some brain thing.
some brain bit.
Yeah. Nigel has a swig.
So they called them doppelgangers. When Celia was young, her father and we're getting shots of like unconscious surgically operated Celia. When Celia was young, her father implanted a mechanism within her, and we're seeing like a tiny bit of metal in her brain with like boomer style veins.
All popping out.
Yeah, which perhaps is the cause of her intense mood swings, maybe.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
it's possible, right?
it is possible, but maybe that's just Celia being like, boomers.
That's true. She does hate boomers.
She hates them.
It had been copied by a synapse conduction from a human brain, integrated itself into Celia's brain. It didn't take with anyone else. Only Celia's body didn't reject the nanomachines, son, because it was created by copying her mother's corpus pineal.
So that is a part of the brain?
Or like the pineal gland, maybe?
Let's have a look, shall we? Nick puts his psych degree to the test. The pineal gland, cornarium, or epiphysis cerebri, is a small endocrine gland in the brain of most vertebrates. It produces melatonin.
We love melatonin.
God, I love melatonin. It's literally my favorite drug.
Just pump it to my veins.
It modulates sleep patterns in both circadian and seasonal cycles. The shape of the gland resembles a pine cone.
Same.
It's located in the hypothalamus near the center of the brain between the two hemispheres, tucked in a groove where the two halves of the thalamus join.
Much like the spot that we were seeing of Celia's brain.
Here we go. The pineal gland is one of the neuroendocrine secretory circumventricular organs in which capillaries are most permeable to solutes in the blood. So what that means...
In English, Einstein.
Basically, it's one of the things that lets things get to the brain from the rest of the body via blood.
Sure.
So...
And it secretes that delicious hormone that we all love.
Melatonin. The only other thing I can find here is that... from the point of view of biological evolution, the pineal gland is a kind of atrophied photoreceptor.
Okay.
In some species of amphibians and reptiles, it's linked to a light-sensing organ known as the parietal eye, which is also called the pineal eye, or third eye.
Which reminds me of Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant.
René Descartes believed the human pineal gland to be the principal seat of the soul. Academic philosophy among his contemporaries considered the pineal gland as a neuroanatomical structure without special metaphysical qualities. Science studied it as one endocrine gland among many. So Descartes was like, it's the seat of the soul, and everyone else was like, fuck off.
Go back to thinking and therefore being, Descartes.
Be wrong somewhere else, nerd.
So, they produced 2 doppelgangers from Cilia through this process. Marquis and Galatea, or Sotai.
From the seat of the soul.
Yeah. The one born earlier was the Sotai. She is the archetype of all current boomers. Marquis was considered too close to a human being, so he was abandoned.
And he's all like, but I'm okay.
Yeah. He's awake by this point, and he's like, I can't believe she's alive. I thought the earthquake buried her. And he's also like, I thought I came here because I wanted to be with Cilia. But she was probably calling to me the whole time.
Also, I'm remembering everything and only talking about this now.
Yeah. And Nigel gives us a trauma flashback about how, like, they caused the earthquake because things were really getting out of hand with this little girl boomer back then. And we get a flashback of, like, she's walking through the halls of the lab and huge tendrils of cables are going before her and just, like, smashing through the, like, blast doors. And then a bunch of regular non-AD police pull up out front and all of their guns and cars, like, turn on them. It's like full-on singularity situation.
Yeah, as you do.
And so she's going to go out into the world and ruin everything. But then Dr. Stingray is there and he's like, let's go back inside. And they go back inside, she kills him, and the earthquake happens.
So... is this just a matter of, like, she's so young and ignorant that she doesn't understand what she's doing?
It's unclear at this point. Like, clearly from her following her quote-unquote father, she still has some, like, element of childlike innocence, but she is also definitely killing people.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she doesn't realise what she's doing.
She's less human than Marquis is, so she might have a different concept of morality.
Horrifying.
Or maybe she's like, the boomers are superior. It is only natural that we take our place at the peak of blah, blah, blah.
Maybe she watched Elden Lied and was like, I like the intro of it.
I don't know what that is.
It's an anime.
Do you mean Elfen?
Oh shit, Elfen Lied. Maybe she watched that and was like, I like that intro.
I never watched that show, but I know that's one of those, like, super gory 90s animes.
Oh yeah. I only watched the first bit and was like,
not for me.
No, I was like, this is for me. I will never have time to watch this.
We also see Mason prompting young Alan. Young, he's still, like, decrepit old man.
He's still 100 and
He
something.
can move his mouth when he talks at this stage.
Yeah.
Prompting him into using the authorizing the use of the earthquake device.
He's all like, the choice to let the earthquake device wreak havoc on Mega Tokyo is up to me. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
Look, I wanted to test this thing since you told me about it. God damn.
So that means that Alan, aka Quincy Rosencreutz, the chairman of Genom.
Okay, Alan.
Yep. Authorizes the use of the earthquake machine to contain boomers, then pivots to, we love boomers. Why won't they
accept that boomers,
Yeah.
plural, are good, but that one was bad?
That one was getting out of hand.
Look, that one was a real bad, but our boomers, they're safe.
Nigel was just like a low-class technical employee of the lab. He wasn't told about the earthquake device, and he's the only survivor of the lab now.
Is he?
Well, that's what he says. Like, Mason was obviously up in the mix, but I
Yeah.
guess he was probably a Genom employee.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So he might have been staff, but he wasn't staff.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't trusted. He was Mason.
And Marky's like, now you understand what... Mason is obviously a name of someone who works with stone. Maybe there's like a link there to the golem thing.
Oh, I get it now.
Marky's like, now you know why Cilia hates out-of-control boomers. I was also out of control when I came here.
But that means...
And Nene's like, no, you're a person. You have free will. You're Marky. And she cries, puts her head in his lap.
It's very anime.
Young love.
Very anime.
Marky is Marky, she says. Pris is drumming, she breaks a drumstick, and she does this hilarious head bob.
Just this weird,
I want you to try and describe this. It's going to be hard.
Every time she kicks the kick drum and she goes like a dun dun dun, she moves her head back and forth like a
parrot.
pigeon. Yeah, just like a dun dun dun, which you can't see me doing.
Because it's just a
little peck.
It's a close shot of her face, so we're hearing the drum. We're not seeing her press the pedal. Just her head going boom boom boom.
It's so dumb.
It's so good.
If we can get a GIF of that, that would be our thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but god damn, it's
Well,
fun.
I've barely been able to find images of this show, honestly, so...
I might go home and make this GIF.
Lina shows up. They're in the bar that Pris's band performs at. Pris is pretty much saying the Night Sabers are done. Like, the boomer got out. Celia betrayed us, essentially.
She's looking at the sky non-stop, not talking.
Well, they're inside right now.
No, I mean Celia.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's out in her pool being like...
We got no hard suits left. They're boomers. I don't want to get in a boomer in this environment. That's right, because there is the reveal that the hard suits are boomers. Nick, was this a surprise to you?
It was. Mildly.
Okay, they did set it up a bit beforehand.
Did they?
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin the surprise for you, of course. But like for instance, we see how the hard suits. Nigel built those huge like.
Oh, and they sort of retracted.
Yeah, they melted and assumed the shape of their operating form after he put in a core.
So that means that they were alive the whole time.
Kind of, yeah. They didn't go as nuts in the
chamber
as all the other boomers, so maybe they're almost like lobotomized boomers or something.
Or something like because of advances in technology from Nigel?
Maybe.
But even so, they apparently were boomers that they were wearing this whole time.
Yep, how ironic. The only way to fight a boomer is with a boomer.
It's just like nuclear deterrence.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So she's like, I don't want to get in one of those again.
Yeah, I don't like a boomer straddling itself to my half-naked body.
Lina is shocked at the revelation. You have no idea how ironic what you just said is.
Okay.
She's like, Nigel and Marky both knew. They kept us in the dark. Unforgivable.
And Lina's all like, but we have to do something.
And then Leon's there. He's like, now I understand everything. You're the Night Sabers. I recognize the shape of your body, Lina, as the other Night Saber.
And Lina's all like, humph.
She storms out in a hump. He's like, what are you doing? They're like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm off duty.
Look, I overheard a conversation and I thought Pris was going to be here tonight, so I came a bit early. It's like, it's 7 a.m. And he's like, well, you guys weren't whispering, so, you know.
She storms out in a huff and...
Leon's all like, hey, so this might be a bad time, but you're pretty sexy, right?
Shall we ride? She says.
And Leon's like, yeah.
And then they're riding down the deserted cyberpunk highway, having a speaking volume conversation. I thought they were overlaying a previous or future conversation over the footage of them driving, but no. Then we just see we eventually see their mouths moving, and they just talking while going at high speeds on the highway.
Just ridiculous.
And they just talk about like, I thought you hated the Night Sabers, Leon. Well, of course, they made us look bad. But if they're disbanding, I don't know what we'll do without our rivals to keep us on the go. And he's like, they basically come to terms, right?
More or less, yeah. It's like, yeah, you know what, Leon? You're not the worst.
Yeah.
And then they're sitting, having a date.
Well, they park on basically like the side of the highway, on the soft shoulder.
Oh, that's a date. If you're parked on the highway, but not on the highway, that's a date, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, then a huge AD police VTOL comes in overhead and is like, it's illegal to park there. This is a traffic violation.
Leon abuses his power as a police officer.
Whips out his badge and is like, hey, I'm AD police. And the guy's like, sorry, Leon.
And Pris is like,
Leon doesn't identify himself. The guy is like, he just recognizes him.
The guy's like, oh shit, Leon, sorry, you're on a date.
Potentially, like, they scanned his badge with their futuristic computers or whatever, but like...
But on first name basis.
Yeah.
Not being like, sorry, Officer Leon. It's just, sorry, Leon. Everyone just knows Leon.
Yeah. There's Leon, he's always in trouble. And he's always breaking the rules.
And then he says some dumb shit. I can't remember what he says.
Yeah, let's take a look. So, yeah, Pris immediately is like, that was an abuse of your authority. And he responds, how beautiful your eyes are. And then he's like, oh God, what am I saying?
I'm terrible with women. And then I think Pris starts having visions?
Yeah, so like, she seems to zone out. He's like, what's the matter? We zoom in on her eyes. And she's having visions of shaved head Cilia, having electrodes put in her brain, And basically the same footage that we saw when Nigel was explaining things earlier.
The device just growing in her parietal gland.
White background visions of Celia's mum. Tiny, like, cancerous cyberpunk brain growth thing.
I think that's meant to be the device they put in, but it's evolved.
Or is this the cell things they take out that eventually become Maki and Galatea?
Ooh.
Unclear.
Unclear.
Just, standard cyberpunk biohacking shit.
Yeah, just some stuff.
And then like a T-1000 in a suspension tube, which is then overlaid into Maki and Galatea.
I wonder what that could mean. Wink.
And then in Nigel's room, Maki and Nene are also zoning out like that, and Nigel's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And meanwhile, Lina is just outside, like, collapsing against a wall, being like, what's happening to me?
Everyone is like, oh, so tight. And Lina's like, oh no, stop it.
Well, they're all like, Celia.
Oh yeah, true.
They're all just having visions of, like, little girl Celia being biologically traumatized. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? And that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
So it's only Maki and people who have been in the hard suits who are getting it.
How unusual.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the end of this episode, and also the end of episodes we will be covering for now.
Wait until after part 6.
Yeah.
Batch 2.
Yeah.
And then we might come back to it.
Potentially.
I mean, almost definitely.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone far enough. We may as well round it out at this point. But
goddamn, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, Nick, what were our highlights and lowlights for these 2 episodes?
Well, my low light is probably just going to be Leon's social awkwardness around
fucking
Prince. Like, the number of times they're just like, no, he doesn't know what to say. I'm like, I get it. Okay, I don't have to watch it 3 times. Like, the third one, when he's like on the side of the highway, at that point I'm like, I get it. I understand. I'm good. Enough of that. Like, it's too real. It's too real for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My low light is Maki Gear Solid, where he effortlessly sneaks into, like, the scene that we had seen is, like, explicitly highly staffed beforehand, and then when he arrives, there's just no one there.
God, I love that so much, though.
Like, because, it could have been justified as, like, Mason's letting him in to activate Galatea, but he's clearly surprised to see him there when he shows up.
It's just very weird.
Yeah.
Also, they arrive in hard suits after saying, there's no hard suits, it's all gone.
That could have been a translation thing more than a show thing, though. It's unclear. Because we don't speak the language.
But we could.
Probably not. I don't have that much neuroplasticity anymore.
Look, we make up enough content that we can't do cool things like learn languages.
And highlights.
God, it's a hard one. It's a very hard one.
I liked the hard suits are boomers reveal. I feel like they'd laid enough groundwork to make that a cool change of status quo.
I liked it when Celia used the power from the Skyhook, because the entire episode I'm like, Skyhook, this is dumb. Lol, Sky. Oh my god, it's actually meaning something now.
The Skyhook did it.
Oh my god, power. Oh. And it's like previous episodes that had the Skyhook and some electricity. And I was like, okay, what?
Yeah, a lot of talk about fixing the dragon that the umbrella connects to, but now it actually did something.
Yeah, so what if the dragon is Galatea?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's been explicitly defined as like the storage mechanism for the power that the solar umbrella
space,
collects.
yeah.
No, the umbrella's in space. The dragon's underground.
But isn't the dragon at this point Galatea?
No.
All the power's going there. Getting sucked into that big pupa.
That's not what happened.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, anyway, I like that bit nonetheless. Yeah.
So Nick, Proto Boomer is on the loose, making all boomers around her go nuts. Mason is encouraging her. The Night Sabers have lost their hard suits. Celia Stingray is catatonic. Maki's not quite a boomer, but he's not a normal boy either. And everyone's having crazy psychic visions of Celia being experimented on by Dr. Stingray. Leon's bad at talking to women. Daly's up in the mix. Alan remains in the tower.
You'll be glad to know that we did watch the next episode on, and I've forgotten all of it.
Great. What will happen both next time on Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040 and in general in the episodes to come, Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040.
Okay, so we have Galatea.
Yeah.
She's all been like, I don't understand human empathy.
Sure, yeah. She said exactly one word in the show so far.
Yeah. So I reckon maybe she will... Okay, obviously Mason wants to, like, control her and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to try teaching her things about boomers and be like, so you understand what this is? And she'll be like, Yes. It's like, great, so can you do this? No. You're like, okay, that's not the right response. Let's try that again. And trying to do, like, teaching her stuff, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know to what end he wants to use her.
Well, Mason's talked before about how he believes boomers are the next stage of human evolution.
Yeah, which is weird, right? Because he's probably not gonna take her and be like, right, get in this chamber, and then we're gonna clone you. But, like, maybe he's gonna take something and put it into him?
Sure, like,
Maybe?
classic Gendo Ikari move, implant the sci-fi,
Yeah.
dongle into his body and then take over the world.
Exactly. So maybe he's going to be like, now I'm immortal. Fuck Alan. I'm going to kill him off.
I have become a boomer.
Yeah. And he's going to be like, ladies and gentlemen, fear not the boomers. I, Mason, am the new helm of my new empire of humanity. Or
Your
something.
new empire?
You heard me. Something like that. Yeah. Like, I think his end game is probably at the end of all of this will just be, if I'm the guy at the top, I win.
Okay, and what about Galatea?
Well, Galatea is just some poor kid who was experimented on, created as a doppelganger.
Will she choose to side with humans or with boomers?
I reckon she will combine with Marky at some point.
They were like, we have achieved Ghost in the Shell style perfect synthesis of
Exactly.
boomer and humanity. It's the green light Mass Effect 3 ending.
So, yeah, they'll just literally unite into one holistic
One
entity.
androgynous teen.
Yeah, Marvia. Shit, what is that's their name? Anyway,
Why
so
would that be their name?
because it's Marky and Sylvia.
Ah, right. Well,
Yeah,
it's
so
not
Marvia.
Sylvia, though, is it?
Oh shit, it's Sotai, isn't it?
It's all Galatea.
So it's either going to be Markatea, which sounds like a Bionicle thing, or
You're not wrong.
it'll be Soki or Martai, maybe. I don't know. I don't care.
Of course, I would argue that if this did happen, which it won't, they would pick another,
Another Greek or Hebrew thing.
that indicates like artificial life,
Yes, I am now known as Simulcra.
or they would pick a name that is different from the sort of servitor class
Yeah.
things, and something that some name that symbolizes independence or authority.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
And then we kill God.
Jehovah.
Jehovah.
I have achieved synthesis of organic and artificial life. You may call me Christian God.
What's the name of the big guy from Scientology? The big
L. Ron Hubbard?
No.
Xenu.
Xenu. Yeah, the big alien god. Yeah. They'll probably use that.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. I am a one-winged angel in the sense that I'm Sephiroth and a meteor.
Never really played Final Fantasy VII.
Never will.
Kefka Palazzo.
Anyway, so they'll probably unite in synthesis and be like, humans and boomers can coexist. It's just that I kept turning them insane. So we can't use boomers. We have to be friends with boomers. We have to treat them as equals, not as children, as lessers.
So what's the conflict going to be in that regard?
Well, little old Galatea is going to try and take over the world with boomers.
Yeah, right. So the Night Sabers will be like, no.
Yeah, and they'll be like, we can't do it on our own. And then Leon will be like, not a problem, ladies. AD police at the ready. And they'll be like,
Leon's the hero of the show now.
yep. And then Mason will be like, oh my god, I couldn't have seen this coming. How
are they going to resolve hardsuit problem?
Maybe it's like, they're boomers. And then Nigel will be like, no, you've got it all wrong. They're boomers, but they're not boomers.
You see, there's boomers.
And there's
Smiley face nodding.
Yeah.
And there's boomers, frowny face, shaking head.
So maybe it'll be like, some boomers have sentience, and some boomers are just robots that are made of flesh and metal things. Maybe.
He hands them his card that says, rogue boomers, no problem. And he's, they've screwed this up. And he corrects the grammar too.
Rogue boomers.
No problem.
Yeah, so more or less it'll be somewhere between, I know what you think is boomers is...
I know what you think is boomers.
But this is not boomer, okay? This is like something that's like a boomer but is not boomer.
Like Marky.
Yeah, exactly, like Marky.
Or they use like Marky's DNA to grow new ally boomers.
Yeah, and it'll be like, these ones can't go crazy. Marky didn't go crazy. And they'll be like, oh yeah, he didn't. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
You know what? I think that's a good piece of boomer technology that we got there. Let's do it. And then they'll use that instead. Or it'll just be like...
Or they won't.
Or they won't, and it'll just be the end of the show.
Yep.
But I reckon, yeah, they'll probably do something where it's like, see, it's fine to use these hard suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, we'll find out after JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean Batch 2.
Oh, I'm so hyped.
Nick, what do you remember from where we left Stone Ocean off?
Bad bishop.
Priest.
Bad priest man. He's all like, well, Jolene, because he's in Florida. He's like, well, Jolene, if it ain't that little missy. Best get God onto that bitch. And he's going to try and convert her to...
Christianity?
Not quite.
Protoplasmic goo?
I was going to say death, but...
Oh, okay.
So I know that she got... No, she sent the disc up on a pigeon.
Yeah.
And now it's flying away.
And then there was the poison frog rain.
And then there was the poison frog rain.
Father Poochie was last seen enigmatically talking to a man named Sports Max.
Oh, and he had weird hair.
I mean, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
I remember that very vaguely.
But we don't need to recap whatever you said in your last prediction segment. I just want you to think about things you remember.
I'm trying to remember what else happened. Oh, Weather Report.
Yeah.
He's around.
We love Weather Report.
Did he die?
No.
Okay, so he's around. And there was that... Oh, there's that other guy that looks like Doppio, but is not Doppio.
Anasui.
Anasui, who is definitely not
I don't know if I'm
Anastasia.
pronouncing that right. But yeah, they did translate the name as Anastasia.
Yeah, that's
And if you remember, he/they was... Or in the manga, was a woman in their first appearance.
And then became more and more androgynous.
No, just immediately became
okay.
a man in their second appearance.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, haven't seen anything with them yet. Oh, Baseball Boy. What's his name? It's not Mickey. I can't remember his name.
Mickey.
Baseball Boy.
Oh, yeah. Emporio.
Yep. Emporio is like running around being like, I exist in a
I was
space
born in the darkness.
Yeah, it's like, I exist in a time and space outside of time and space, but in here, this time and
like
space.
Like Memoro.
Yeah, weirdly. What else is going on? I don't think there's anyone other than Poochie at this point who's really driving things.
Jolene.
Well, yeah, but Jolene's... and Jotaro is still in a comatose at El Speedwago Fundación.
Yep.
So, who knows what's going on there.
Not much, I would say.
Now, was it... We got one disc, but I can't remember which one it was.
They got the stand disc.
Yeah, so
he's not going to immediately die.
Yeah, but we don't have his brain. So he is brain dead, but he's not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not JoJo's dead.
Yeah, his spirit hasn't come out and in a golden light said, Jolene, I always respected you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I'm just like, well, what's going to happen?
And of course, Hermes and Foo Fighters exist.
Hermes and Foo Fighters. Hermes and Foo Fighters? Oh, yeah, Hermes and Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters is Goop.
Plankton.
Yep. And Hermes is bad lady, good lady. In the sense that...
Sure.
In the sense
that she's in prison,
Yeah,
Nick?
she's in prison, but has a good moral compass. Well, actually, that's not true because she will sell out everyone for money, I'm sure.
That's quite a judgment call on your part, Nick, and
Well,
I don't stand
know.
by it.
I don't know.
We will find out who and what Hermes will sell out next time on JoJo's World as we return to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean Batch 2.
I'm keen. I'm ready.
But until then, to be continued.
やれやれだぜ